Hi guys, happy Tuesday. So, today is La Santísima Muerte's Day, so if you guys want your names put in the La Santísima Muerte healing box for health, wealth, well, just for basic healing, for whatever reason, you can go ahead and you guys can actually send me the names that you want to put in the healing box to my email, so it's ryanjespich@gmail.com. So, we still have that going in. It's literally, I did not realize how long I've been doing this. This really, really excites me. There are over 4,000 names, literally across the world, in La Santísima Muerte's healing box. That is incredible. That is literally incredible. And the energy, it just keeps going back. So it just keeps the healing, the love, everything that she bestows upon us as followers. So there we go. I love it. But yeah, over 4,000 names. I was like, holy crap. So, alright, 31 days of Halloween. It's getting closer. It's only the 8th today. Crap. Well, it'll be really, really nice. So, alright, so we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I didn't really realize that was based on a true story until I actually watched it, and I did a little research. So, it's based on Ed Gein. Really creepy. So, questioning the story, and this is from chasingthefrog.com, so thank you, chasingthefrog.com. Alright, so we have questioning the story. How much of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is actually based on the real-life murderer Ed Gein? Who knows? Let's find out. Alright, so despite being heavily touted as inspired by a true story, both Tobe Hooper's original 1974 film, which is the best one, and the 2003 Marcus Nispel remake are only lightly based on the real-life murderer Ed Gein. So, who is suspected to have taken several victims between 1954 and 1957. So perhaps the most recognizable similarity in the film's house, whose gruesome content was similar to that found in Ed Gein's home. So, we actually have Ed Gein's home in the picture, and it's very disturbing looking. It is very disturbing looking. How do I, what am I doing? Oh, there we go. This iPad, we had an update. Did anybody get the iPad update for the iPad Pro? I mean, it's like the computer now. So now we have Ed Gein's home right there, which is a little creepy. It's actually a lot creepy. So it reminds me kind of I don't know, the Conjuring house, in a way. So, but did the real Ed Gein ever wear a human's face as a mask like Leatherface did in the film? Yes, the real Ed Gein did wear a human scalp and face. The real Ed Gein did this, however, to help quell his desire to be a woman, not because of a skin disease as with Leatherface in the film. Also included in his uniform, Ed Gein wore a vest of skin, complete with breasts and a female genitalia strapped above his own. Oh. Alright, that's just that's just disgusting. So did the real Ed Gein use a chainsaw to kill? No. Nope, he didn't. So, no. Both of Ed Gein's identified victims, Mary Hogan and Bernice Worden, were shot with a pistol in November of 1957. Police found Bernice Worden hanging from the rafters in a shed behind Gein's house. Her body had been gutted like that of a deer, and the head had been removed. Ed Gein was also the suspect in several other missing persons, so the element of the chainsaw that was added for the film's story once again emphasizes the loose connection to the film to Ed Gein, however you say his last name. That's really sick. Wow. With the human bodysuit, literally? Why? Why would you do that? That's so gross. And there's so many so many other movies and, films, TV series based off of Ed Gein. Blah. So, who exactly was Ed, and why did he commit such atrocities? So Ed Gein was the son of Augusta and George Gein. Augusta was a deeply religious woman who preached the Bible to Eddie and his brother Henry on a daily basis. Ooh. So, she warned them about the dangers of loose women in an effort to keep them from being cast down to hell. She was a strict, hard woman who never wavered from her own beliefs, which she ingrained into the family. So Eddie's father, George, was an alcoholic, oh God, and Augusta viewed him as being worthless. So she began a grocery business in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and when she had saved enough money, she moved the family away from the sin of the city to a farm in Plainfield, Wisconsin. Hi everybody in Wisconsin, I hope you're having a great day. So Eddie grew up shy and was ignored by other kids at school who saw him as quiet and feminine. So if he did try to make friends, his mother scolded him. This sounds a lot like Psycho. Norman Bates right here. Why am I blurry? There we go. I think that's better. This is sounding just like Psycho. Wow. So, if he did try to, his mother would scold him. As a result, Eddie turned inward and began to reside in the dark corners of his mind. So, yeah, he literally worshipped his mother. Like, literally worshipped her. And grew upset when his brother Henry criticized her. So on May 16th of 1944, while fighting a brush fire near the farm, Eddie and Henry split up and went in different directions. After the fire had been extinguished, Eddie grew concerned because his brother had not returned. When police arrived, Eddie led them directly to his missing brother, Henry, who was lying dead in an area untouched by the fire with bruises on his head. Alright, the shy and seemingly harmless Eddie was quickly dismissed as a suspect, and the coroner listed asphyxiation as the cause of his death. Wow. Really? Really? That's really creepy. Alright, now, other films that are based on Ed Gein. So, both Norman Bates from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho in 1960 and Buffalo Bill from The Silence of the Lambs of 1991 are loosely based on Ed Gein. So we have Psycho in 1960, The Silence of the Lamb 1991, and then we have all of this, all of these different Texas Chainsaw Massacre spin-offs. So we have the 2003's remake. So there are actually a total of 5 Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. The first 4 are the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, 1986, directed by Tobe Hooper and starring Dennis Hopper. Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, 1990, directed by Jeff Burr. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation, 1994, directed by Kim Henkel and starring Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. Wow. So, we have a lot of spin-offs going on here. But the real story of Ed Gein is really creepy, and I would not... Ooh, gross, no. That just reminds me of Jeepers Creepers, Jeepers Creepers, Psycho, all of these really horrifying fucking people, personas. Ew, no. So, but of course, there have been spin-offs, including 1988's Hollywood's Chainsaw Hookers. Right, so we have Chainsaw Hookers, which is about a private eye named Jack Chandler who stumbles upon a cult of chainsaw-wielding prostitutes in search for his Samantha, the runaway. The biggest star of this B-movie is the original Leatherface himself, Gunnar Hansen. He plays the master of the women who serve him the fresh limbs of their victims. Oh, and what's the tagline for Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers? They charge an arm and a leg. Alright, so that doesn't remind me of Dead Hooker in a Trunk. I was going to say that kind of resembles Dead Hooker in a Trunk, but that's a better film, in my opinion. So, yeah, we have a lot. I mean, this is sick. He actually wore the victims. Ew, who would do that? So, alright, so Ed Gein was a key inspiration for the infamous Leatherface, as we already know. Born in 1906 in Plainfield, Wisconsin, he lived most of his life as a reclusive loner. Born to an alcoholic father, George, and a fanatically religious mother, Augusta, Ed Gein suffered a heavy psychological and physical abuse at the hands of his parents. So classmates remember Ed as being reclusive with strange habits. One of his most unnerving habits was to randomly laugh out loud as though someone had told a joke that only he could hear. Well, I mean, there is, that Tourette's, and we do have a couple other things where you have the uncontrollable laughing and the uncontrollable crying. So we have those bouts. I don't know if that's mania. I don't think that's mania, but there's psychological reason for that. So a severe alcoholic who could not hold the job as father, George was despised by his wife, creating a heavy amount of tension in the home. So Augusta's strict biblical teachings were extremely instrumental in shaping Ed's attitude towards women. Oh God, now I see why this man went insane. So, fond of preaching from the Old Testament, Augusta instilled the fear of God as well as a fear of sexuality, and a general mistrust of women in Ed and his brother Henry. Hidden away on the family's secluded farm, the family kept to themselves. So both Henry and Ed were strictly forbidden from having visitors and were punished for even making friends. Why? That's just, that's sad. That's sad, and it's disturbing, and it's terrifying all in one little package. Alright, so, yeah, the brothers were also reminded on an almost daily basis they would never be loved by a woman. Wow, it's like very, very Norman Bates right there. So, George died on April 1st of 1940 of alcohol-related heart failure. 4 years later, brother Henry would die under mysterious circumstances with those bruises to the head. So that happened in the family farm with the fire. So although never proven, many suspect Ed played a role in his brother's death. So regardless, this left Ed as the only outlet for his mother's insane devotion until her death on December 29th of 1945. So despite their abusive relationship, Ed was devastated by his mother's death. Well, that's a very complicated situation right there. I don't know if I like that or not. That's very odd. It's very, very creepy. So Ed did remain on the family farm, boarding up his mother's room to ensure that it would remain just as she had left it on the day that she died. So confining himself to a room off of the kitchen, Ed became obsessed with reading about Nazis and cannibals. Ed took odd jobs, but he remained reclusive and unsuspecting. So the full extent of what he was up to on his family farm would not be revealed until over 10 years later. Wow. That's really creepy. That's really creepy. Alright, now, after the November 16th, 1957 disappearance of hardware store owner Bernice Warden, police began to suspect Ed, who was the last person to see her alive. So police actually searched the family farm where they found Bernice's decapitated body hanging upside down inside the barn. Wow. No. On a further search on the property, authorities also found various human remains, including a trash can made out of human skull. Oh God, chairs covered in human skin and skull bedposts. Perhaps the trait that mostly links Ed back to Leatherface was his fondness for turning the human skin into apparel. Ooh, that is just disgusting. That is really honestly disgusting. So among the other remains, the police also found a corset, leggings, masks, and a dress, all made from the skin of a young woman. Wow. Alright, the meat dress that Lady Gaga wore has no effect on me now. Alright, Ed was, Ed was, arrested on November 21st, 1957, where he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Found mentally incompetent, Ed was sent to the Central State Hospital for the criminally insane. He does look insane. On November 7th, 1968, doctors determined that Ed was capable of standard trial, and he was found guilty on November 14th. However, a second trial regarding his sanity found that he was once again not guilty by reason of insanity. So, Ed was the return to the Central State Hospital for the criminally insane, where he died on July 26, 1984. He was buried at the Plainfield Cemetery, where his grave was routinely vandalized. That's a really creepy picture of him, you guys. I mean, seriously. I mean, look at that face. That is really creepy. I mean, really, really creepy. Ooh, I don't know how much I like that. That's really creepy. Alright, so Ed Gein found himself the subject of many interpretations. So Robert Bloch used him as an inspiration for his 1959 novel Psycho, which went on to be adapted for the screen in Alfred Hitchcock's film in 1968 of the same name. So Ed also went on to see his likeness portrayed in the 1974 film Deranged, as well as in Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. Alright, now I'm seeing the connection here. Yet the isolationism, the overbearing nature of his parents, and Ed's desire for accessorizing in human flesh. Wow, accessorizing in human flesh will always most notably connect him to Leatherface. Wow. That is seriously disturbing. That is very disturbing. How would you actually go about... How could you actually do that? I don't get that. I don't get how you could do that. I don't understand why you would do it. I don't understand why you would want to kill your brother. I don't understand why you would want to, do this to people. I guess with his mother's, the influence of religion on him was too much. So that's really why a lot of people these days don't raise their kids with religion. They turn out to be nicer. So it's proven that if you are not really raised with religion, you turn out you turn out to be more kind than most people that are raised with religion. And that's census statistics, sadly, it's true. So I don't know. That's just really, really creepy. I mean, extremely creepy. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine. I mean, and then there's so many variations of this. We see this, literally, in so many movies. Psycho, as they've noted. God, there's so many others. It's just disgusting. It really is disgusting. So, I don't know. I don't get that. But I had to. I've never done anything about the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. So now I'm going to actually have to watch it again. I'm going to have to watch them all, I think. Yes, definitely all. So, alright guys. This is, our 31 Days of Halloween. Day 8. I started way early, so my Halloween starts like in September, or it's just all year, so it's my Halloween is all year. So, but yeah, that's pretty creepy, very, very creepy. So I hope you guys enjoy, and make sure you watch this at night. So no, I'm joking, don't freak yourselves out, because that's really sick, it's really gross, and ugh. But alright guys, I love you all. I will see you guys tomorrow. So all my love from Venus all the way back down, and I will see you all tomorrow. So I love you all, and everybody have a great day and enjoy.